Saudi officials say normalization with Israel is only a matter of time. According to senior officials from both Israel and Saudi Arabia, both countries may normalize ties with each other and join the Abraham Accords. However, Saudi Minister of State Foreign Affairs Adel Al-Jubeir agreed that both countries are taking directions towards normalizing relations, but he noted that it could take some time. During a conversation between an American delegation to Riyadh and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the Saudi prince listed 3 demands, all aimed at Washington. So this is, what it would take to normalize ties. A commitment to send more weapons to the country, and the demands were of the ties between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia, a commitment to send more weapons to the country, and an agreement allowing the Gulf state to exploit its uranium reserves for civil nuclear program, as well as respecting the monarchy. Imam Mohammad Tawhidi, an Iranian Shi'a Muslim scholar and vice president of the Global Imams Council, said peace between Israel, Iran, and even the Sunni and Shi'a breaches of Islam is closer than ever. Many religious leaders and senior officials from 30 countries also joined the Abraham Accords Global Leadership Summit, where they agreed on the values of tolerance, coexistence, religious diversity, as well as economic peace. So this is very interesting, where there are different stories going on. So there are people from the Israeli side that are saying we're on track to normalize ties within a year. And then there are Saudi officials who, off the record, are talking about meetings that are being had between like US, Israel, other interested parties, where they're making these demands. What would it take? And they're saying, normalizing these relations is only a matter of time. But then publicly, they pump the brakes on it a bit. And I find this so fascinating. There's so much to unpack here. Armin, I remember when I sent this to you, you just sent me back like a mind exploding emoji. Please explain to us why this is mind exploding.
Well, there's no better way to show how wacky all of this is to have Imam Tawhidi there as well with all of this, right?
Okay, we really need to talk about this, but we can't dive into that yet. Okay, we can't dive into that yet because there's a lot to unpack there. So let's go to the broader topic first.
I just want people to understand the levels of tension that we're going to look forward to. Okay, this is the land of the Prophet of Islam. Okay, the man that on his deathbed promised that this land will never be open to non-Muslims, and the man who hated Jewish people more than any other group of people. And now the leaders of this land are opening the doors, okay, to Israel, right? So the levels of this is the people, the Islamic world. There's already the degrees of tension that agrees between the Saudi regime and the Muslim people is already very high. This regime right now is considered to be vile and non-Islamic by most Sunni Muslims and most Muslims around the world, right, in general, right? So now getting close to Israel is going to further alienate this regime from the people. And this is like a red line. This is a great taboo. This is like an unforgivable action that the Saudi regime could take, right? And in the past 5 years, the Saudi regime has gone more, it's not just anti-Islamic, right? It's corrupting Islam in the eyes of like Muslim conservatives around the world, corrupting Islam from within. Like this is so much vile and more disgusting than anything United States and Great Britain or even Israel has done, right? I mean, these people are holding the 2 holy cities of Islam and and also changing Islam, pretending to change Islam from the within at the same time, right? There are so many conspiracies about this. Like, they think that there's a global attempt to um, this is how liberalism is coming in and trying to defeat Islam from the house of Islam itself, right? So you have enemies of Islam, like United States and Israel, and those are dangerous, and liberalism as a whole. But now the enemy is growing from within, and the enemy has become so efficient at coming in and to the Muslims' backyard and basically buy out these people who's and also there's a whole industry of Islamic so-called scholars or preachers who are loyal to the Saudi regime, that now these other Muslims think that they are just spreading the exact lines that United States or Israel wants other Muslims to hear, right? So think about how dangerous, what big of a red flag this is to them, right? Because they think that the exact lines that United States and Israel, that the exact narrative and exact propaganda that United States and Israel enjoy are now being heard from people who are supposedly respected Islamic scholars and preachers coming from the land of the Prophet itself, people who are educated in Medina itself. And they're like, how could this get any more alarming? Like, how could we show to the Muslim world that yes, this person is a scholar, yes, this person has a beard, yes, this person has a degree from Medina, the city of the Prophet, but how could we now convince them that the narratives that they're spewing is actually fed to them exactly by United States and Israel? And this is why, by the way, Daniel Hayraju and Sajid Libham are fighting with each other, right? So the Sajid Libham, who actually was educated in
Who
Medina,
is
by
that
the
for
way.
people who don't know?
Sajid Libham is a Muslim YouTuber. These are two Muslim YouTubers. The
And
fight that
preachers, da'is, they're evangelizing about Islam.
yes. So the fight that you're seeing between these two is actually the fight between these two camps, right? So Sajid Libham represents the so-called Madkhalis, or the bootlickers, who, again, I could talk to you for hours about why the Sajid Libham represents the people who the Saudi regime would love to have more Muslims like, right? And Daniel Hayraju represents the opposition, the people who are coming out against. I mean, and again, more Muslims are on Daniel Hayraju's side. You can see this is why. Remember how Muhammad Hijab and Ali Dabo had a fight with Daniel Hayraju? Now they're all, because of this whole issue of Israel and Halloween and Israel and Saudi Arabia and Halloween and Saudi Arabia getting more and more vile and taking an anti-Islamic stance and trying to change Islamic hadith and everything. Now they're seeing this as such a important enemy against people like Sajid Libham, because Sajid Libham used to defend Daniel Hayraju against people like Muhammad Hijab. But this has become such an important issue that now you see Muhammad Hijab and Ali Dava taking the side of Daniel Hayraju against people like Sajid Libham, because this is the greatest threat right now, right, to the Islamic world. But another reason why this is the Sunni side, for example, you see religious scholars that people are like, these are not the scholars you're looking for. These are American and Israeli picked scholars, used by the Saudi regime, which is now a puppet of these global powers. And you know what they mean by global powers. There's a lot of anti-Semitic tropes. But this line of reasoning is now going to work so effectively, given that from the Shia side, this is the person that they bring on, they have to offer, right? Like, this guy could not, his views are so outside of the fold of Islam.
We need to, can I do a deep dive real quick? Because you're not saying who this is.
Yeah, Imam Tawhidi.
We're talking about the one, the only Imam Tawhidi, known on Twitter as the Imam of Peace. Okay, he wrote a book called The Tragedy of Islam. He's very popular on. Oh, you have the book? Is it signed by him too?
Yes.
Yeah. um,
The
and
tragedy
he
of wait,
became
hold
very
on. So this
yes.
is
Here we
Imam
go.
Tawhidi, the tragedy of Islam. Okay, and look at this.
Admissions of a Muslim imam.
Signed to Armin Navabi, Imam Tawhidi.
Nice. Okay,
In New York
so
City.
amazing. The context here is that he came out and it was like lifted up by like Western mainstream media as like, look, this is a Muslim imam that's super against ISIS. He's helping us combat extremism. He's like speaking to the community. Da da da. Okay, here's what people don't understand. Imam Tawhidi is a Shia.
Not a Muslim. No, he's not a Muslim. I'm comfortable saying that.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, let's back up. Let's I need to give the context. So theoretically, he is a Shia Muslim. So when he's talking about the fight against ISIS and how ISIS is not Muslims and da da da, this isn't represent, he is subtweeting Sunni Islam. All of his critiques of Islam is really a subtweet or taking jabs or hidden. If you know his real stance, which he's very cryptic about, you very quickly identify that this is actually about Sunnism. This is about Sunnis. And he
But now, okay, but
and
you
not
can't
only
say
is
that
he
anymore.
not
Because
only is he a Shia, but he's a Shirazi Shia, which is some of the most extreme Shias that are some of the, they actively advocate against Sunni Shia unity. I watch their media and they openly say that there are verses in the Quran that say that there will only be one sect of Islam that is the true one. All of the other ones are false. And that we are the true one and we should not be unifying with all these people. And they actively oppose peace, unification, da da da. Now, maybe his positions have changed. Okay. Jack is saying Susanna is a Shia. No, it's because I became obsessed with this group that's why the whole joke about me being a Shia was started. But so the fact that Imam Tawhidi is the person that is here at the Abraham Accord ceremony speaking to all the media and press about this stuff, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, the Shirazi Shia conspiracy wheel got spinning because there is a legitimate Shirazi Shia conspiracy.
all right. So this is might be a reason why Imam Tawhidi wanted his debate that I moderated between him and Daniel Haqiqatjou, right? He wanted that removed, and I suspect this has something to do with it because he had such an anti-Sunni stance that was too aggressive, and now there's too much at play when it comes to getting close to Sunni regimes, right? So you cannot have the anti-Sunni stance that you had before. So this is why I think he wanted the videos removed.
But there's too much evidence out there, and it's so easy to find. It's so easy to find the old videos of Imam Tawhidi working for Shirazi Shia media outlets, talking like the way he talks about Hussein is so on point for their whole message. And also the stuff he would say about Sunnis. There's no putting that, like, there's like this story about how you can't put the feathers back inside of a pillow. Like, you can't put it back. It's already out there. So when I saw the news of this and I saw Tawhidi there, I gasped.
So you guys should go watch the debate that I conducted between Daniel Haqiqatjou and Imam Tawhidi on ideas on bugs, right? So actually, let me go find it.
Yes, that was good. The funniest thing about this debate that you moderated between Haqiqatjou and Tawhidi is that Tawhidi is supposed to be this reformist. He's supposed to be representing the reformist camp, and he's the one losing his mind, like pounding his fist, like yelling the most versus like the stereotype of Islamic fundamentalist like Daniel. It was just so amusing to me. And they both say some wild stuff.
Yeah, so this was the event. Wait. So yeah, you guys should go watch this. It's called Islam Unboxed Part 1, right? So I was actually agreeing with Daniel a lot of the times on this show when Imam Tawhidi was saying certain things that was so outside of the fold of Islam. You know what I mean? Um, so that was interesting too. But I was also agreeing with Imam Tawhidi sometimes when Danny Hayraju was defending child marriage, and he was like, "Look at this." But to be fair, it's also in accordance with Shia belief as well. So I don't know why Imam Tawhidi was trying to make it seem like it's not. But anyways, go watch that because this debate is what started a lot of this. So make sure you go watch that because that was like a blast from the past, right? So I don't know. This was done in New York back in the day. It was pretty interesting. Remember, this is one of the
debate. It's so good.
Yeah. Anyways, look at this. There was so much tension in this debate as well. Daniel did yeah. Anyways,
Daniel kept his cool though. He really kept his cool. Like I was impressed. Jackknife is saying that video introduced me to Atheist Republic. Amazing video. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, you're muted, by the way.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. We should move on to the next news, by the way. But we're gonna keep an eye on this and Imam Tawhidi. We have a few super chats and start comments.
Yeah, this was just a sweet. Just gave us a super chat. Thank you for the €2, GJ.
Saying, wait, you guys cut?
Morning, everyone.
Susanna, go back. Susanna, go back and talk again because you were cut a couple of times. Your connection was
okay. GJ gave us a €2 super chat. Thank you. He's saying, "Good morning, everyone. Early morning in Holland. Good morning to you, GJ. Thank you for the super chat."
Good morning, and thank you for the super chat. And okay, this is Gross.
Oh, he's saying, "Armin and Susanna, you guys are very sweet." Well, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, this is something we need to fix. You want to read this one?
Macaroon granola said Twitch about tab isn't filled with a tip jar link. Can you please work on that, Armin? I have no idea what that is.
I don't even know what that is, but apparently, can you guys explain to us what this is in the comment section after? Because we need to fix that if there's something we could resolve. Yeah. Tip jar link. Okay. I'll try to remember that. I just wanted to highlight it because just so that we pay attention to these things. All right. Yeah, Daniel is a good debater. You can now get the sexiest blasphemous art ever known to mankind for free. Too sexy to show most of it here on YouTube. We draw Muhammad, Hindu goddesses, sexy hijabi art, Jesus, Mother Mary, Japanese god, Greek gods, and much, much more. Click on the link below where it says get our free blasphemous art.